everyone. You're listening to the Lesson Plan podcast, where we unpack the stories, news, and sparks shaping education in Malaysia and also beyond. I'm Samuel Isaiah.
And I'm Tian-Sing.
Tian-Sing, nampak baju meriah hari ni pergi raya open house ke apa ni?
Dah habis raya.
Raya sebulan bro. Dia raya 1 bulan. Bukan sehari tapi sebulan.
But I rasa kami hari ni pakai meriah sikit because hari ni I think could be an interesting episode, a different one.
Yep. Probably like a milestone episode for the Lesson Plan podcast. Kita sebenarnya ada tetamu undangan. Tapi before kita introduce tetamu undangan kita pada hari ni, specialnya episod kita bila kita berfikir next week Hari Guru, tarikh yang kita rekod hari ni adalah 8 hari bulan Mei. So by the time episod ni keluar adalah untuk Hari Guru. Tian-Sing and I berfikir mengenai bahawa kalau kita nak bawa seorang untuk buat satu episod special untuk Hari Guru, who do we pick? And I think the answer was pretty clear. And when we reach out to this guest that we have, it was an absolute honor for us when he said yes.
I think he answered split second.
Yes.
1 minit lepas WhatsApp keluar dapat dah.
And saya rasa perhubungan kami, saya secara peribadi dengan tetamu undangan kita adalah suatu yang sangat bermakna buat saya, terutamanya apabila beliau menjadi di pucuk pimpinan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Dan I think even for social sectors or the social impact space, organisasi kami seperti Pemimpin, Teach for Malaysia dan sebagainya, saya rasa kenal rapat individu ini. Tapi saya rasa build up kita dah cukup kot, Tian-Sing. Jadi izinkan saya untuk memperkenalkan tetamu kita pada hari ini, Datuk P, Kamalanathan, mantan Timbalan Menteri Pendidikan Malaysia. Apa khabar, Datuk?
Saya sihat, terima kasih. Saya ucap terima kasih dulu kepada sahabat saya, Encik Sam dan juga Tian-Sing. Saya amat terharu. Pengenalan ni agak luar biasa. Jarang saya dapat satu pengenalan seumpama ini. Saya rasa amat terharu kerana saya bersama seorang pendidik luar biasa, yang mana saya kagumi. Bagi saya, walaupun usia saya berumur sedikit daripada Cikgu Sam dan Tian-Sing, tapi segala perjuangan dan juga segala pelaksanaan sebagai seorang guru amat luar biasa. Dan saya nak ucap terima kasih lah kerana diberi ruang dan peluang untuk bersama. Lagipun apabila dikatakan episod ni semasa Hari Guru, ini membuat saya lebih terharu. Dan saya ucap terima kasih kerana diberi ruang ini untuk saya berkongsi sedikit pengalaman saya yang tak begitu banyak, tetapi saya rasa boleh membantu kerana saya apabila berada di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, saya telah mendapat panduan dan bantuan serta nasihat daripada mereka yang telah melakarkan sejarah dalam industri pendidikan Malaysia. Itu saya bertuah, saya bersyukur kepada Tuhan kerana diberi peluang semua itu. Sekali lagi terima kasih.
Kami berbangga kerana I think the words that you're saying, Datuk, I'm like it's sangat terharu lah. Thank you so much, Datuk, for doing this together with us.
Yeah. I think Datuk, banyak penonton kami mungkin akan berminat untuk mendengar pengalaman Datuk apabila dalam berkhidmat sebagai Timbalan Menteri dan sebagainya. Tapi sebelum kami sampai ke tahap itu, maybe we just roll back first.
Sure.
And then start kepada titik permulaan je. Because Datuk telah memainkan pelbagai peranan dalam kehidupan Datuk, sebagai seorang ahli politik, sebagai seorang somebody that works in PR industry, and of course as a deputy minister. Boleh tak Datuk ceritakan sedikit tentang pengalaman Datuk apabila Datuk membesar, apakah pengalaman anda dalam sistem pendidikan sebagai seorang murid dan sebagainya, and then your journey into public
These are questions that have become a little emotional, because my upbringing ni very personal and very emotional to me, because my father is no longer around. He passed away about 3 years ago. But if I was when I grew up, we grew up in a very poor. Saya dilahirkan dalam keluarga B40, kurang daripada B40. Ayah saya saja bekerja. Saya dilahirkan di Sentul Pasar, Sentul, tetapi dibesarkan di Pekan Rawang. Dahulu kedudukan yang sangat kecil. Apabila mak dan ayah saya kahwin, mereka berhijrah ke Rawang dan saya dilahirkan di sana, di Sentul, dibesarkan di Rawang. Kami masa tu tak ada cukup duit untuk sewa rumah. So saya masih ingat lagi, ibu bapa saya hanya dapat sewa satu bilik di sebuah rumah. Dalam bilik kecil itulah mulanya perjalanan hidup saya bersama ibu dan ayah. Lepas 5 tahun adik saya, lepas 8 tahun kemudian adik perempuan saya. So kami adik-beradik 3 orang. Ayah saya bekerja, mak saya suri rumah tangga. Dan itu latar belakang saya. 11 tahun pengajian saya di sekolah rendah dan sekolah menengah Rawang. Daripada pagar A ke pagar B. Pagar A, sekolah sinaran budi. Pagar B, sekolah menengah Seri Garing. So 11 tahun tak pernah lihat dunia. Rawanglah segala-galanya. Cuti sekolah balik Sentul Pasar bersama datuk nenek kita, keluarga kita. Itu saja dunia saya. So tetapi ayah saya aktif politik. Bukan tanggungjawab yang luar biasa. Beliau hanya aktif politik dalam kawasan dia. Di kawasan Pekan Rawang. Jadi pemimpin tempatan. Tak bercita-cita banyak because jawatan hakiki dia di Kelang Simen.
Betul.
Dia mula kerja 8.30, habis 4.30, 5 petang. Untuk tanggungjawab sosial dia pergi lepas pukul 6. 1-2 jam. So balik rumah. Itu saja. Dia bukan seorang pemimpin yang pucuk pimpinan tinggi, tidak. Seorang manusia biasa. Tetapi saya lihat, I saw his passion in helping the community. I saw how dedicated he was because he had children to bring up, he had a family to bring up, but he was also concerned with the community. He was not a very active politician, or he was not a very hard-hitting politician, simple person. Because that social service became part and parcel of his social CSR. And my mom supported him, although they had their differences of opinion, because the question is, what is your priority? So berdasarkan kepada itu, bapa saya tengok dia. Tetapi kalau ada seseorang yang telah memberi semangat untuk saya berjuang dalam politik, 2 pemimpin yang sekarang tak ada lagi lah. Seorang arwah Tun Dr. Sami Velu, seorang lagi Datuk V. Govinduraj. 2 orang ni. Mak saya merupakan seorang yang berlatar belakangkan, she was a classical exponent, Bharatanatyam. Okay. And those days before independence, she used to act in dramas. So adalah sedikit latar belakang dalam dunia ni. So apabila dia berlakon dalam drama, dia berlakon bersama arwah Tun Sami Velu, arwah Datuk Govinduraj. Saya tengok perjuangan politik mereka berbeza. That inspired me further. Social service, the way they politics, because those days was not easy. No technology, no communications, nothing. It's very, very simple. So these are the environment, the surrounding. Of course, my father and my mother, mereka berjaya dalam mendidik anak mereka. They never expected me to come to that level. But one thing I'm very grateful to God. Saya amat bersyukur kepada Tuhan kerana apabila saya menjadi Timbalan Menteri, ibu dengan ayah saya ada. Mereka lihat saya menjadi seorang Timbalan Menteri. And for them, that is like, cannot be better than that. And God has given me that opportunity to become in that position when they were around. I am grateful to God for that, because I know many people who has been up there, it's either the mother is around, the father is around, or both of them are around. I thought myself I fulfilled my parents' dreams to see their son, and they were very proud. They were very proud. So, and then my younger brother is a lecturer. He lectures around. His strength is on procurement and logistics. And my younger sister, she's now a medical doctor, serving in one private institution and hospital. So the life started there.
Datuk, just an additional question based on your pengalaman hidup, di mana Datuk membesar ibu bapa. How much of that actually went into your tenure as a Deputy Minister?
Oh, banyak.
Or going into menjadi Timbalan Menteri
Pendidikan. Terlalu banyak. There were some papers, Tamil papers, who practically criticized me every day.
This was 2016.
Ya, 2015, 2016, 2014 itself. Why 2013 pun ada.
Ya.
Ambil jawatan, duduk meja
Datuk 5 tahun
timbalan.
Dah
dah Datuk
start, dah masa start.
Start the first
Hari
time you got
pertama duduk
in.
di pejabat saya.
Ha.
Dia kata, wow, Timbalan Menteri Pendidikan. Hebat. Had 2 or 3 of my colleagues there. They said, this is our office for the next few years. I took my paper, first Tamil paper. 1,500 matriculation students. How many students got? Well, Indian students. What can the deputy minister answer this question? First day, first report on the newspaper. How do I answer? So that became, and what was important is that I was afraid. My family, of course, then when I got married, my wife's family, they're all very particular on what comes out of the media.
Right.
And you're very afraid publicity, around negative publicity. So I was very careful. So bab rasuah, bab under the table, semua ni saya had to be very careful. And some papers every day, as I told you, ada saja. And both my parents are able to read and write Tamil, and they buy the newspaper. And when they read, they don't trust it because they know me.
Of course.
Many of my friends and relatives who read it, they knew me. A lot of people knew me better than the articles. But while that is important, the leadership must trust me. So I had leadership under the administration of Dr. Sri Najib Razak, and at that time there was Tan Sri Dr. Subramanian, the president of the party. They trusted me. They said, "They don't come out. We know this. It's not right. We know this is just methods to bring you down." And I never focused on it. A lot of people would advise me, sue them. And I said, look, number one, I don't have enough money to sue. The government is not going to help me with a lawyer. And number two, I don't have enough money. And also, I got a lot of work to do. So much of work to do that if I focus on this, then this will be led back. So I just decided no. And my upbringing, how important, how we didn't have enough for everything, but we got what. When my parents tell me, when my father tell me if I want to buy, kalau dia nak beli apa-apa untuk saya, masa tu saya tak tahu apa maksudnya.
Betul.
Bila saya minta apa-apa daripada dia, dia kata hari ni tak boleh lah, mungkin esok lusa boleh kot. Sebab utama tak cukup duit.
Of course.
Because he didn't have enough money to buy me the things. So he waited for the salary. So bila sampai gaji, I get it. Tapi benda tu I tak faham. Tapi lepas berpuluh tahun I rasa, oh itulah sebabnya dia tak beli saya serta-merta. Dia ambil masa, dia perlu duit. Itu cara. So bagaimana kita nak menyelesaikan masalah? Kalau tak boleh selesaikan masalah ni, saya kat siapa? Bagi saya setahari 2 hari, then kita selesai. So a lot of thing yang kita belajar, cikgu saya mengajar, banyak menjadi hala tuju saya, banyak menjadi sebagai contoh saya. Sekiranya saya berada di sana satu hari nanti, tiba-tiba di sana pula kan. So kita bersyukur because I had a very decent upbringing, tak ada isu banyak, keluarga yang kecil, rumah yang kecil, bermula dengan golongan keluarga B40N ke bawah, but slowly but surely kita ambil segala apa ni sebagai cara kerja kita dan kita berada di mana kita berada sekarang.
Datuk, since we are looking at the past, kita melihat ke zaman sewaktu Datuk menjadi Timbalan Menteri Pendidikan, I think satu momen yang significant buat saya and the organisation that I lead right now, pemimpin, adalah pada Januari 2018. We look back at our history and there you were with the founding CEO of Pemimpin dan launching Pemimpin.
Yeah, I know. School in think Klang.
It's a school in Klang.
Yes.
And saya rasa gambar tu walaupun it's a sangat significant kepada Pemimpin as a founding story of Pemimpin, tapi saya rasa ia lebih daripada itu. What it means to us and what it means to the space or the third sector adalah bagaimana seorang Menteri Pendidikan chose to give organisations like Pemimpin a chance. Chose to stick your neck out for Pemimpin and the work that we do, to see what we can all do together within this complex education ecosystem. I think that highlights how you saw that it was important for us to have this kind of relationship where we all work together in a public-private partnership kind of thing. My question is, Datuk, how important is that? And do you think that there are gaps in current public-private partnership that needs to be addressed for this to further flourish?
Okay. Bagi saya, kejayaan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia di antara tunjang yang sangat penting ialah public-private partnership. Kejayaan ya. Okey. Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia seharusnya menjadi pemudah cara. Pemudah cara. Seharusnya mereka tidak perlu memberi syarat-syarat yang sukar untuk organisasi-organisasi swasta untuk memberi kerjasama kepada Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Kerana kejayaan Kementerian, kalau kita nak Kementerian Pendidikan melonjak dan mendabik dada, kita berjaya, itu hanya boleh berlaku sekiranya ada kerjasama daripada public-private partnership, organisasi-organisasi swasta. Tanpa sumbangan, bantuan, kerjasama, mereka agak sukar. Mengapa sekiranya kita berada di Kementerian Pendidikan membuat hidup kita lebih sukar? Kita boleh menjadi mudah sekiranya ada sokongan dan bantuan. Oleh kerana itu, pada masa itu saya nampak dan saya bersyukur kerana Kementerian Pendidikan, Menteri Pendidikan mempunyai hala tuju dan visi yang sama. Kita sedar dan kita faham ini penting. Apa yang kita harus lakukan ialah kita buat tinjauan, kita buat sedikit siasatan atas organisasi-organisasi yang berkenaan. Sama ada ia akan membantu membina Malaysia yang majmuk ataupun sama ada ia akan melengahkan pembinaan Malaysia yang majmuk ini. Apa latar belakang mereka? Itu saja. Dan itu bagi saya apabila saya terima apa-apa jemputan, apa-apa, saya tengok objektif, hala tuju mereka, apa harapan mereka. Nah, sekiranya ia memenuhi keperluan citarasa dan apa yang diperlukan oleh Kementerian Pendidikan, maka bukan saja kita harus menyokong, tapi kita harus memastikan mereka bergerak terus dengan apa jua cara yang boleh di bawah bidang kuasa Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Itulah hala tuju saya, itulah pendapat saya. Saya bersyukur kerana saya diberi peluang dan saya diberi jemputan untuk menghadir. Dan saya sentiasa berasa amat megah apabila walaupun selepas 2018 kami tidak ada di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia, kita nampak kejayaan pemimpin yang telah mewujudkan satu keadaan luar biasa. Dan kepemimpin bukan saja organisasi seperti pemimpin, banyak lagi organisasi yang boleh membantu Kementerian Pendidikan. Dan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia harus mengalu-alukan. Sebenarnya Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia tak perlu buat iklan bantu kita. Tak perlu, kerana ada banyak organisasi seperti pemimpin dan sebagainya akan tampil ke depan. Apa yang mereka memerlukan ialah memudah cara. Jangan menyusahkan kami. Jangan memberi kita ini syarat ni, kena ni. Jangan susahkan. Kita ada, kalau ada syarat-syarat yang tak dapat ditetapkan, tak dapat diikut oleh organisasi tersebut, kita buat cara yang sesuai lah. Kerana mana-mana yang datang nak membantu, mereka pun nak membina masyarakat yang majmuk. Pelajar-pelajar cemerlang. Itu harapan kita.
Datuk, if I'm playing a bit of a devil's advocate, to see that if kalau asas kepada perkara ini adalah mengenai regulasi, there needs to be tighter regulation to ensure that organisasi-organisasi sivil, masyarakat sivil ataupun bidang pihak swasta mempunyai hasrat yang sama seperti hasrat Kementerian Pendidikan. I also don't want to say that all civil society organisations are the same.
I agree with you.
I think kita pun pernah melihat bahawa ada organisasi-organisasi that thrive on the deficit discourse, di mana bagi saya kita pun banyak berbincang mengenai perkara ini, bahawa there are certain entities out there that thrive when the Ministry of Education does not do well. They want to portray things in that way. So my question is, Datuk, do you think what are there gaps in the current regulation system to ensure that whatever that we're doing together and we are heading in the right direction together?
I mean, after so many years with the public-private partnership dengan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia ni, tentu akan ada syarat-syarat yang kita wujudkan masa dulu tak bersesuaian sekarang, kerana masa berubah.
Betul.
Walau bagaimanapun, ini sangat penting, walau bagaimanapun, Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia sentiasa mengambil kira tanggungjawab guru. Kerana setiap kerjasama yang kita buat untuk anak murid ni kena ada sokongan dan juga penglibatan guru. Okey. Masalah Kementerian Pendidikan masa kita masa saya menjadi Timbalan Menteri ialah beban guru. Okay. Isnin hingga hari Ahad hingga hari Khamis di sekolah Blok A, Isnin hingga hari Jumaat bagi sekolah kumpulan B. So hari Minggu kepada guru-guru di Kedah dan sebagainya ialah hari Jumaat dan hari Sabtu, 2 minggu, 2 hari. Dan di sini Sabtu dan Ahad. Inilah hari-hari yang ada untuk guru-guru berehat. Dan apabila organisasi mohon untuk membuat program-program di sekolah, kebanyakan daripada program ni akan diadakan pada hari Sabtu atau Ahad atau Jumaat. Dan guru terpaksa mengorbankan hari Minggu mereka. Permohonan daripada organisasi banyak. Kalau ditanya saya, mungkin kita cukup untuk memenuhi 152 Sabtu dan 152 Ahad. Cukup. Ada yang tunggu tahun lagi. But we have only 190 days of school. Okay. Setiap minggu akan ada program. Is that fair? Secara peribadi saya kata not fair. Tetapi organisasi yang kita tidak beri ruang, inilah organisasi akan menghantam kita. Dia kata, apa punya Timbalan Menteri? Kita nak buat program. Ada. Kita bagi nak buat program bantu anak murid dia, dia tak bagi kita laluan. Bukan kita nak bagi, kita kena jaga hal ehwal guru. Guru kena ada akhir minggu, guru pun ada keluarga tau. I know, even right now, I know teachers who go to school at 6:30 AM and go back home at 6 PM. Macam mana ya? And bukan sehari tau. Kadang-kadang 3 hari, 4 hari seminggu. Balik rumah ada keluarga, kena buat lesson planning for next day. Balik awal pagi, anak kena jaga, isteri, suami kena jaga, isteri kena jaga, ibu bapa kena jaga. Banyak. So we cannot create masalah demi masalah kepada guru. So kita terima, tetapi Kementerian Pendidikan mempunyai tanggungjawab untuk memastikan kita tidak mengabaikan masa rehat guru. Guru ni pula baik sungguh. I won't say 100%. 99.9% teachers are outstanding teachers. Dia akan buat aja, bagi buat, tak nak complain, buat, because dia punya keinginan yang tinggi, the passion the teachers have to fulfill the responsibility untuk anak murid luar biasa. No money can buy that. The gaji yang kita bagi guru ni tak cukup. Tetapi nak buat macam mana? Beban kerajaan. Bajet Kementerian Pendidikan mendapat paling tinggi. Tetapi 75%, 80% pergi kepada emolument. Kita faham. So kita akan, we check on that. So yes, we need to be careful because a lot of things are involved. Ada PIBG dia, ada LPS dia, ada alumni dia, masing-masing ada program. Tetapi we have to create a conducive environment. Apa yang berpatutan kita boleh laksanakan. Tetapi selain daripada program yang dapat membantu murid, yang paling penting bagi saya public-private partnership ini ialah infrastruktur sekolah. Pembangunan penaik tarafan infrastruktur sekolah ini sangat penting. Dan di sinilah harus ada public-private partnership. Kerana kerajaan tak cukup peruntukan untuk menambah baik atau membaiki semua sekolah. Hampir 10,000 sekolah. Tak cukup duit. Tapi masalah, so bila ada syarikat-syarikat yang datang ke depan nak bantu, kita harus terima. Because they want to upgrade a school. The government don't have enough funds. We can do it. So these are the things that the public-private partnership can be helpful.
Thank you, Datuk. I think kita ambil rehat sebentar dan kami akan kembali selepas ini.
Boleh.
Selamat kembali kepada episod ke-8 Lesson Plan Podcast. Satu episod khas dengan tetamu kita, Datuk Kamalanathan. Datuk, tadi sebelum kami berehat, Datuk sentuh tentang isu beban guru. And I think daripada perkongsian Datuk pun saya rasa Datuk mempunyai satu your desire, your closeness to teachers and the fact that they are the ones that we also need to always keep in mind, because mereka lah yang masuk ke dalam sekolah menjadi frontliner day in day out with the students, and mereka lah yang akan menyampaikan ataupun menjalankan amanah untuk mendidik anak bangsa kan. And memandangkan bahawa episod ini akan disiarkan untuk Hari Guru and all of that, apabila kami tengok pada berita, I think especially dengan social media dan sebagainya, nama guru ni kadang-kala senang untuk in some ways tarnished by certain news, right? Ada satu guru yang buat perkara ni di dalam bilik darjah become sensationalized, diwawakan and all that. So back when masa saya menjadi seorang murid dan profession keguruan tu merupakan satu perkara yang patut dihormati, but then now with all these other elements, sometimes the good name of a teacher doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
It's sad. Satu perkara yang sangat sedih, kerana guru ni merupakan seorang pembina bangsa. Hari ini kalau seorang jadi pemimpin, kalau hari ini ada seorang menjadi doktor, hari ini ada seorang menjadi karyawan dan sebagainya. Ini semua bermula daripada satu orang, guru. Sama ada kita ada beri penghormatan kepada guru yang sewajarnya, bagi saya ia menjadi tanda tanya. Ya, kita membantu, kita akan sentiasa menghargai guru. Contoh, satu benda yang saya cuba buat semasa saya di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia tapi tak dapat melaksanakan secara sepenuhnya lah. Bila kita lihat pencapaian pelajar-pelajar di UPSR dan sebagainya, kita banyak buat program-program untuk meraihkan kejayaan pelajar. Siapa pernah buat untuk meraihkan cikgu yang membina pelajar tu? Cikgu tu menjadi ahli jawatankuasa penganjuran majlis, tapi tak pernah dihargai. Kalau ada pun sedikit. Walhal kalau anak tu mendapat 8A dan mendapat penghormatan, sama juga cikgu, kerana cikgu tu mengajar berpuluh tahun di sana. Ini merupakan gerak kerja dia untuk menjadi seorang anak tu baik. So guru harus diberi, if a student is being seen as great and successful, teacher has got to play a role to it. So because when the student fails, everybody blames the teacher. Easiest way out, right? You said the right thing just now. A lot of teachers are being embarrassed, being humiliated. True. As I've told you just now, we've got 500,000 teacher. Hampir 400 lebih ribu guru. Angka yang sama, 99.9%. Cikgu baik. Okay. Kita ada 190 hari sekolah. Kalau satu hari, satu cikgu bagi masalah pun, kita paling banyak pun 190. But that doesn't happen. Not 190 teachers. So very small. Teacher is an ordinary human being. Manusia biasa yang punya emosi, ada keluarga, ada masalah. Masalah keluarga tu kadang-kadang ada dalam pemikiran dia. Keluar rumah bawa kereta. Suamiku ni, anakku ni, mak saya macam ni. Nak pergi sekolah pula. Hampir sekolah. Masuk sekolah, letak kereta, keluar kereta, sekolah. Okey, semua simpan dalam kereta, saya nak mengajar. Dia masuk mengajar adalah hari itulah budak-budak tu akan nakal. Dia bergaduh. Jangan gaduh, jaga ni, jaga tu, jaga tu. Teacher has an emotional. Apa yang ada depan dia, buku. Diam, tak diam, ambil buku, buang. Hari baik, hari tak baik, bulan tak baik, buku landing kepala. Darah. Was it done on purpose? No. Was it the right thing to do? No. But when you are willing to give people a second chance explain, you should give. For people, apabila ada guru bermasalah, first thing, sack the teacher. For them, investigation is not important. But at the same time, kalau ibu bapa anak dia didapati bersalah, you dah siasat tak? Tidak, anak saya buat tu. So, you tak boleh lah ada dua jenis undang-undang untuk satu salah yang sama. So, bagi saya, tetapi yang baik ialah bukan ramai guru. And my experience, ada beberapa guru yang terlibat dalam isu-isu macam ni. Mereka pernah menerima anugerah cemerlang, APC. Pernah menerima. When we talk about this, have we ever spoken about teachers when a child falls in school, get a cut on the leg or on the head, berdarah lumuran dada, ambil anak tu, masuk kereta dia berdarah, bawa anak tu pergi klinik, luka-luka ubatan semua, lepas tu bawa pergi rumah dia, lepas tu pergi car wash, bersihkan kereta, balik sekolah. Have we ever spoken about teachers like that? Why? Because that news don't sell. This is one that makes me very unhappy. No use one day in a year hari guru. Wow, cemerlang. 190 hari lebih guru ini berjasa. Kita harus cari kaedah-kaedah yang terbaik bagaimana kita dapat menambah baik mutu perkhidmatan guru.
Datuk, is it a problem that the profession is romanticized?
Yes,
Guru
it is.
Dari satu perspektif, it is expected untuk mereka melakukan sedemikian. Give everything that you have. You not supposed to be compensated. I mean, not to say that they are not compensated fairly, but because you're a teacher, you chose this profession. All of these things you are supposed to be doing without any complaints.
No, they are doing and they don't complain. What I'm saying is, us from the outside, the teachers don't complain. The teachers don't come and complain a bit. They do their best. They are not feeling well. They go to school. They don't complain. 90% teachers don't complain. 10% teachers will complain.
It's like, I feel that because it's romanticized, when a teacher does that, people will just say, biasalah cikgu, memang tu kerja dia.
Betul. Tapi You nak tahu cikgu zaman saya macam mana?
Nah.
Okay. Cikgu zaman saya buat pukul ni perkara biasa.
Yeah.
Mak saya beli rotan. Pergi bawa sekolah, bagi kepada cikgu saya. Kalau anak saya nakal, ini rotan pukul. Muka jangan kena. Handsome lah kan. Muka jangan kena. Tangan mana-mana problem. Kalau kanan tangan pakai long sleeve. Kalau kaki kena pakai long sleeve. Muka tak boleh pakai.
Kalau balik rumah komplain kena lagi
Oh,
seterang.
lagi teruk. I pernah kena, Sam. I pernah kena. Saya pernah kena rotat tau di public caning. Masalah disiplin lah. Kita budak-budak masalah disiplin. Sebelum saya balik ke rumah, sebelum sampai rumah, tak ada handphone masa tu, mak saya sudah tahu saya kena pukul. So dia tanya cerita, dia kata I cuba tipu, turning. Tak boleh. She knows already. I didn't know she knows. So I have to tell what did you do? They said, classroom lah, some problems and all. Teacher gave me a caning in the hand. Which hand? This hand. Satu lempang dia bagi saya. So why was that for? Because you lied to me. So today can we do that? Today a teacher can't even go into a hand and pinch the hand.
Yeah.
Go back, cikgu. Tomorrow cikgu, ibu bapa dengan peguam datang ke sekolah.
Kes aduan.
Datuk, is this a symptom that sebenarnya masalahnya lebih besar daripada ni? Probably relating to the idea that there is a trust deficit ataupun deficit kepercayaan.
Ada.
Dan apa-apa yang cikgu buat pun, ataupun sekolah ataupun sistem pendidikan, is always viewed from a very negative perspective.
Tapi Sam, yang kita harus bersyukur ialah we don't have problem like this a lot. It's a pocket of problems. But my concern is, majority of teachers are well appreciated, everything is done, blah blah blah. Tapi ada yang kita tak dengar berita, kita tak tahu apa yang berlaku. Tapi bagi saya, bila ada pocket of fires macam ni, it won't take too long for the fire to grow, and we have to make sure it doesn't grow. Yes, kepercayaan, trust deficit terhadap bukan guru and also sistem pendidikan mungkin. Guru, ibu bapa hendak, they want the student. Can you imagine? They tell me, you must follow the Japanese education system. It's very good. The Japanese education system is very good. I say, I know Japanese education system was good. We followed when we were at school those days. Everything was okay. One of the things the Japanese education system is sending a child to clean the toilets. It was on my duty roster dulu dalam sekolah. Hari ni kelas ni cuci tandas.
Yes.
We did it with joy. Hari ni boleh? Tak boleh. We want to give students experiential learning. You have to take care of your own home. Tak ada. Kadang-kadang anak, kalau ibu bapa mempunyai the facilities to send a driver, to send the child to the school, boleh, itu semua diterima. Tetapi bukan semua anak murid ibu bapa can afford it. So yes, but look, the only way for you to get your child the best education ialah untuk mendapat sistem pendidikan yang baik, nak anak you jadi bijak pandai. Yang boleh memastikan ini berlaku ialah guru. Contoh, seperti mana yang saya cakap sebentar tadi, Kerajaan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia boleh melancarkan pelbagai polisi, pelbagai program untuk masa depan anak murid kita. Kejayaan polisi dan program itu tertakluk kepada kesudian guru-guru itu untuk menerima sama ada boleh ke tidak, dan bagaimana ia harus ada buy-in daripada guru-guru ini. Guru-guru harus terima, kerana kalau you buat program ni, ia menambah beban lagi. Sebaik mana program itu pun dia tak akan ada efektifnya kerana guru dah malas, dah penat. One of the things, I think salah satu sebab mengapa mungkin kita kalah masa tu 2018 ialah dia orang rasa kita tak berjaya mengatasi masalah beban guru. Saya tanya sekarang, tak atasi ke masalah beban guru? Datuk, masa you lebih baik Datuk, sekarang bertambah banyak beban kita. Saya kata tak apalah, kita guru sabar saja. I always tell this when I go to students. Guru ini banyak sabar, dan bagi semua agama, kesabaran ini separuh daripada iman. So bila cikgu ni penuh sabar, you kena tengok dia sebagai seorang manusia luar biasa. Hormati dia. Berilah peluang anak you dididik oleh guru itu. Pukul 1-2 benda ni terima sajalah dengan hati yang terbuka, asalkan tak cederakan anak you. Itu saja. Bukan guru-guru awal bangun pagi hari ni siapa saya nak pukul. Tak ada. Tak pernah ada. Tak akan ada. Mangsa keadaan. Masa itu berlaku, it happens lah. But look, we don't want your teachers to do that. But look, we need to bring it up. I was just sharing in my posting, my Insta and Facebook a few days ago. I met my teacher,
Yes,
Mrs. Mahinda. Yeah. My Form 5 examination trial sejarah, I got 38 out of 100. My class monitor had 35 out of 100. Both of us went to see her. She went first because class monitor kan. Kau pergilah dulu. Cikgu tengok. She saw, okay, she cut here, she cut there. Then she cut, so he gave her 40 over 100 and sign. I excited. 35 boleh dapat 40. Saya 2 saja. Teacher, mine. She looked at my face, she shook her head. Teacher, Kamalanathan. I said, but you gave her 5 marks. She deserves it, but you don't deserve it. Go back and study harder. So I went back so angry, complained to my mother, complained to my father, complained to the entire neighborhood. Because she's supposed to be a family friend, man. And she didn't give me the 2 marks. SPM came, I sat for sejarah that year. I don't think anyone got A or A1 or A2 in sejarah. I got C3. So I went to her, teacher, C3. Yeah, if I've given you the 5 marks that day, you would have failed again. I'm very proud of you. We are so blessed. I have another teacher, he passed away, Cikgu Beng, Bahasa Melayu. If today my language, Bahasa Melayu, is fluent, it's all his work. He used to be a sports newscaster. You can just sit down and listen to him. And I'm always trying my best to speak like him. I'm still trying. Who built me? Teachers. Why they were able to build me? My parents trusted them. I am where I am because of them. Yes, my parents helped me, my community helped me, my friends, everybody inspired me. But if not for this teacher, I can go on telling many teachers. There's Cikgu Zahir Abdullah, the late Joe Fernandez, who gave me hockey. I played hockey for school. I can go on and telling all about my teachers.
But speaking of teachers, and I think there is a common saying, whether one would agree with it or not, it's a different thing altogether. It's a common saying that the quality of an education system cannot be surpassed by the quality of the teachers. And we also hear, like people say, oh, cikgu zaman dulu lain, cikgu zaman sekarang lain. And to top off my question, kalau kita melihat bahawa how our country is performing in OECD or in PISA, I think more recent results showing that 4 out of 10 of our 10-year-olds tak boleh membaca dan memahami a simple paragraph dan sebagainya. Is it a good hypothesis to say that if we are saying that sistem pendidikan kita tidak sebagus dulu or is on a decline, is it because the quality of our teachers is also declining?
Tidak. Saya kurang setuju. Because berdasarkan kita tak boleh ambil kira hampir semua guru. Mungkin ada guru-guru yang tidak memenuhi keperluan dan sebagainya. Tetapi ramai daripada guru-guru kita mempunyai kelayakan yang secukupnya. Malah sekarang di IPG kita ada guru-guru yang mempunyai 9A, 10A SPM sedang dilatih untuk menjadi seorang guru. So can you imagine our children getting teachers who got SPM 7As, 8As, 9As who are going to teach them? That means quality of education is good. Guru-guru yang mengajar di sekolah mempunyai cukup kelayakan. Okay. Tetapi sama ada guru-guru itu diberi ganjaran yang sewajarnya. Bukan gaji. Ganjaran means dan reward scheme. Contoh, saya ada seorang sahabat guru. Dia mengajar di SJKT. Mempunyai first degree semua. Tetapi dengan daya usaha dia lanjutkan pelajaran di masters. Duit dia, masa dia. Mengapa? Kerana dia akan membantu dalam pengajaran PDP dia. Okay. Ramai guru membuat perkara itu. Mereka tak tunggu kerajaan atau kementerian beri beasiswa. Tetapi mereka ambil inisiatif sendiri. Dan apabila mereka membuat inisiatif sendiri, mereka bukan mengharapkan untuk mendapat tambahan gaji dan sebagainya. Tak, mereka buat kerana passion. If I get more educated in my more education to strengthen my role as a teacher, it'll be good for me because I can give my students best. Okay. But if the ministry has find a mechanism how to reward them, because you buat ni dengan rela, you mengajar, you nak tambah baik you punya prestasi profesional keguruan, okay, kita akan cari satu mekanisme bagaimana kita dapat memberi pengiktirafan. Dan kita galakkan perkara-perkara ini. Tapi kena memenuhi, you can put the criteria lah. Ini. Lepas ni you buat ni, you boleh mohon untuk bantuan ni ataupun sumbangan ni ataupun apa-apa yang sewajarnya. Guru-guru begini bagi saya boleh mengajar, tetapi guru mereka juga boleh ditempatkan. Contoh di PPD, di JPN, kerana mereka are subject matter expert. Saya ada seorang guru yang saya kenal, Cikgu Yasmin di Petaling Jaya, SM Lasal. She was a chemist, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And she took kursus pengajian lepasan ijazah. She became a teacher, teaching chemistry in Lasal Secondary School. She has an amazing skill, outstanding leadership. Students loved her. Why? Because ada pengalaman industri. Lepas dia jadi cikgu, she knows what exactly is needed for this child when the child goes out for work. Okay. Kita ada guru yang lepas IPG ataupun IPTA menjadi guru. Kita juga ada guru-guru yang mempunyai pengalaman industri. Lepas dia mohon jadi guru. Okay. This has to be increased. Because today universities are not valued based on the number of graduates they produce. Today, universities are being valued on employability. Okay, kebolehpasaran anak mahasiswa-mahasiswi. Dan when you said 90% daripada mahasiswa-mahasiswi universiti ini dapat kerja, semua nak pergi sana. Okay. So kalau kita ada guru yang punya pengalaman industri menjadi seorang guru, maka dia akan cemerlang. So we have to find. So to answer your question, no. The teachers are doing their best. We have other issues that need to be rectified. Okay, like what I say, you have to build the trust. The system has to build the trust on teachers. Give them the responsibility. You want to bring my child to be a better child? Give me the trust. They want to do it, but the moment you go and attack them, who want to take the extra step?
I think Datuk, kami berdua menganjurkan satu call to Malaysia Teacher Prize. And we have been doing this over the past 4 years now.
4 years.
It comes from I think when we came with the idea, it was due to my Global Teacher Prize experience and see that we need that platform to really, really put teachers in a space, in a way to show the great things that they were doing. And I think the tagline that we have is that the power of a teacher, the potential of a nation, is to show that this vocation, this job, this profession is extremely important, but beyond what you are seeing within the classroom, but towards nation building. And I think the challenge that we face, I think in the training that we do with teachers, we always make sure that we respect the value that they bring, we meet them in the middle, and not try to push them and tell them what to do, or shove them policies or methods or tools that they can use so that, which we think we are right. But Datuk, sometimes I think when the results don't speak from a national perspective, and we are always seeing that, I think dalam rantau Asia Tenggara pun kita melihat, unfortunately lah, jiran terdekat kita, Singapura doing well academically at least. What do you think needs to be focused on besides the trust towards the teachers that we can provide? Are there any other areas that we can support teachers so that their truest potential can be unleashed in the classroom? And
I think the teachers we need to help the teachers to assist them in reducing their burden by teaching methods. I think we can look at some of it are very we have very outdated teaching methods that I think we need to work on. STEM, creativity, and problem solving. The areas we are looking right now in Malaysia is STEM, okay, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Now we are very used to hear TVAT.
Yeah.
Now that's DVAT, digital technology. It's equally important. These are important. Teachers need to be given that particular edge as well. The other thing, Sam, I wanted to tell, and I wanted to tell you guys is, do you know that, I mean, a child like me, all of us, when we go to school, we have a character that we keep at home. That only our parents know. Okay? You are laughing. Everybody in the studio will be smiling.
Everybody can resonate with that.
We have a character that we have at home. Okay, we have a character that our parents don't know, our friends don't know, only we know. One, okay, very close to us. We have a character that the school knows. 3 characters. All these 3 characters work in 3 different areas. But you know where all these 3 characters will work simultaneously? In the classroom.
Absolutely.
So a teacher may handle 30 souls, but 90 characters. A parent cannot even handle 2 children. Waiting for the school holiday. Oh my God, next week school is starting. I'm so happy the children go back to school. Parents, can you imagine what teacher pressures they have? 90 characters. We will go and tell the parents, no way, you come and see my child at home. Oh yeah, you go to the child, that first seat, go to the house, first seat like this, just read. Ini, kat sekolah, dia lah paling nakal. Ibu bapa tak percaya tau. So how do you manage this? So, if you trust, it will be repaid back. First thing is you must trust the teachers. Yes, I'm not saying 100% guru semua luar biasa. Ada guru bermaksud, tapi kita sama-sama bantulah. Bukan kita bantu anak you jadi bijak. Kita bantu guru bermasalah. So what the teachers need is, one, you have to build them the trust. We need to support them in some teaching methods. Okay, that's quite important. And the other thing is, we must also make sure the teachers are comfortable in going to school. Look forward to go to school. Okay, that means the environment. Sangat penting. Do you know, I'm sure you do, this is like, believe it or not, do you know that the Ministry of Education will investigate every poison pen letter, surat layang. Semua. You masuk apa-apa dalam peti cadangan sekolah tu, you ingat tu sampah, tapi Kementerian Pendidikan akan siasat. And I knew because saya pun terima banyak surat layang bila saya di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. So one case came to me, a teacher came with the case. He said, no, it's all not true, they have been lying about me, all this false, I got all the evidence, blah, blah, blah. So I said, I normally don't get involved in tata tertib. Bab tata tertib ni saya tak masuk campur kerana ini di luar bidang kuasa saya. Dan saya tak boleh masuk campur untuk mereka ubah keputusan tata tertib atau beri mereka satu maklumat yang akan menjadi bahan utama untuk mereka berfikir. Tak boleh. Tak boleh. So I don't get involved tata tertib. So I call the Jabatan Kuasa Tata Tertib to explain to me apa masalah. Dan sikit YB kita dah siasat. They gave me all evidence. Amazing evidence. Terkejut you. Saya kata hebatnya.
Investigative.
Yes. Saya kata macam mana kau buat ni? No YB, kita dari awal siasat. Kita benda ni macam ni dah lama. Kita terima daripada peti cadangan tu ada isu. Tapi kita tak lapor pada siapa-siapa. Kita buat siasatan dalaman je lah. Saya oh ya ke? Banyak ke? YB pun ada? Ada siasat. Dah siasat tapi YB punya okey lah. Kita dah semak, tak ada apa-apa kena-mengena. Kalau ada ibu macam mana, kita akan beri nasihat kepada pegawai YB. Kita tak beritahu kepada YB, kita maklum pada pegawai YB supaya YB dimaklumkan tentang perkara ni, be careful. So banyak kita terima, tapi biasanya kita baca pun kita tahu mereka cemburu. Okay? Tapi YB jangan khawatir, benda ni semua aduan terhadap YB ni tak ada bukti. So I got a bit shaken up, but that's normal. So the Ministry of Education will investigate everything that you send to them. Because very simple. And the reason very simple. Why? Because sekiranya perkara ini berlaku dalam masa yang terdekat. Bila orang tanya, Kementerian Pendidikan tahu tak? Tahu? Kita dah buat semakan, ini jawapan dia. So it's safe. So it's good. So to be complained and all, it's good. But don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Because you will demoralize the teachers. Okay, I mean, look, there have been places. I used to serve as a member of parliament in Ulu Selangor. I won't mention the school because my friends close to me know where I'm talking about, but I don't want to mention it. There's a school, PIBG chairman. He will sit in the security box every day. he has no work lah. He sit in the security. Evening his work, he do some security somewhere. No,
The chairman of the PIBG.
The PIBG
Okay.
chairman practically sits in the security box. One day I have an appointment to meet him in the school. So when he was in the security box, I thought this is fantastic, man. He's concerned of the school safety and security. I said, very good, sir. You're doing very well. Then I said, no, Abi, you don't know. These teachers coming in, going on their own reason. You don't know what they're doing. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
Now how the teachers will feel.
Right.
Like always being watched.
Yeah. Said, no, teachers say go for meeting. What meeting every day?
Yeah.
A meeting lah. Ministry of Education calls teachers for meeting, either PPD or JPN or wherever you go for a meeting. So you cannot overdo. You have to create the trust with the teacher. Only then it will move very well.
So I think maybe something building on sebuah perkara yang kami dah bincangkan kan. Bila kita talk about the trust and all of that, and then perlu memberi sokongan kepada cikgu-cikgu. But then sometimes the issue of kalau nak, for example, meningkatkan keupayaan ataupun mempelajari strategi PDP yang baru, and then suddenly they got call for bengkel and so on, and then they're like, tapi kenapa panggil I untuk pergi bengkel, menambah beban and all these things carry on, and then dia macam jadi satu that cycle. Tau. And then of course I think beban guru since your time as a deputy minister sampai hari ini, topik beban guru sama, and kementerian akan melancarkan program inisiatif, but then sometimes dia akan ada resistance daripada guru macam this doesn't actually help solve the problem, and that's a legacy. So in your experience and maybe your reflections, like bagaimana kita boleh actually make some headway to bridge this gap, right. or sometimes KPM macam menjadi enemy ataupun
takut.
Correct. And not actually on the teacher side, or teachers don't see them as being on their side.
I've had this when I go to schools and all. Ni dah datang Timbalan Menteri, entah apa pula kita nak buat.
Ada dasar
roll out the red carpet.
Lawatan Timbalan Menteri, aduh, apa lagi kita nak buat program ni, nak buat program tu, kita dah lah banyak kerja ni, datang menyemak pula dengan sekolah kita. These are things I hear. Then we have to go and tell the schools, no, don't do anything. I'm just doing my casual. I'm just dropping by the school. But syarat mereka ikut. So I think kita harus mewujudkan keadaan-keadaan yang mana kita dapat membantu guru ni untuk menurunkan beban mereka. Contoh betul lah. Bila contoh seorang guru pergi untuk satu latihan di luar kelas 2 hari. So the school must understand that the teacher is out and she'll be back, or he will be back in about 2-3 days. Janganlah ganggu sekolah. Panggil guru tu, ni kau bawa macam mana, itu kau bawa macam mana, tak boleh. You have to let the teacher to do what the teacher want to do. Because the teacher, when he goes out for a training, his focus want to be in training. He cannot be thinking, when is my school going to call me or to go run back to the school? Cannot lah. Okay. So we need to create a system whereby when a teacher goes out for a training, he or she must give them the liberty to make decision and participate in the event. Look forward to go. So that's why I say, you must look forward to go to school. Okay. Aduh, balik ke sekolah lagi, tak apa. Tak boleh. You won't give 100%. But you see, that's why I told you just now, all teachers, they want to go back to school because that's what they've been trained for. They know the ups and downs. The teachers, the students are their future. So, but the fellow teachers and the administration must help to reduce their burden. And that's the only way to move forward.
I think that's a sign for a break, and we'll be back shortly.
Sure.
Hai semua, selamat kembali ke The Lesson Plan Podcast. Hangat perbincangan kita. I think it's a mixture of Datuk's experience, his ideas and his beliefs on teachers, and we've been talking a lot about trust. Datuk, I want to shift the conversation up a gear kalau boleh, untuk cakap mengenai beberapa dasar. Saya rasa tadi sebelum kita start recording pun kita dah on pasal dasar ni. Yang pertama sekali, saya mungkin sesuatu yang rapat dengan portfolio Datuk mengenai Sekolah Vernakular. Saya rasa saya nak direct je lah tanya, Datuk, relevan ke Sekolah Vernakular ni dalam sistem pendidikan kita? Kerana banyak komen di luar sana, ataupun the premise of the argument is that Sekolah Vernakular merupakan punca kepada disunity ataupun ketidakmakmuran bersama, ataupun menyebabkan masyarakat berpecah belah dan sebagainya. What do you think about that notion, Datuk?
Kita sering mendengar perkara ini. Dan perkara ini biasanya akan diujakan untuk seseorang menjadi juara politik. It's a political, you want to be a champion in your political system, you create this because it talks about race. Bagi saya, Soalan ni telah diajukan kepada saya sejak saya 2013 lagi. Mana-mana saya pergi ada golongan-golongan yang akan minta saya. Bagi saya sejak daripada hari itu sehingga hari ini saya tanya satu saja soalan. Bila you kata sekolah vernakular ini merupakan punca disunity dalam negara ini, bagi saya satu kajian yang telah dilaksanakan, kajian yang menyatakan, kajian yang boleh dipercayai, yang menyatakan bahawa memang benar sekolah vernakular ini merupakan punca utama disunity. Bagi saya setakat hari ini tidak ada satu kajian yang dilakukan untuk mengukuhkan pandangan itu. Maka perkara itu tak boleh diambil kira. Mengapa saya secara senang kata tidak boleh diambil kira? Kerana sistem pendidikan kita, silibus kita, kurikulum kita mengajar anak murid kita menghormati agama bangsa yang lain. Kita terpacak kepada dua perkara yang paling penting. Asas rukun negara dan negaraku. Kalau kita baca ayat-ayat yang ternyata dalam kedua-dua ini, rukun negara, negaraku, kita boleh menghormati, saling menghormati di antara satu sama lain. Kesopanannya ada, kesusilaannya ada, kedaulatan undang-undangnya ada, semua ada. Tak ada mana dikata pasal agama, tak ada mana dikata pasal bangsa, yang menyatu padukan rakyat Malaysia. Dan sistem pendidikan kita juga menyatakan elemen-elemen ini dalam semua sekolah. Dia tak ada lain. Pengajaran di SJKC berbeza, pengajaran di SDKT berbeza, pengajaran di SK tak ada, sama. Ditunjuk ajar, diberi cara bagaimana kita harus menghormati agama lain, bangsa lain, dah terpahat di semua anak murid kita. Perkara ini mungkin menjadi masalah apabila mereka pergi ke sekolah menengah kerana di sanalah berlaku pertembungan budaya, pertembungan bangsa. Seorang anak murid yang belajar di SJKT selama 6 tahun hanya nampak kawan-kawannya yang bercakap dengan bahasa ibunda dia. Tapi bila dia pergi ke sekolah menengah, satu situasi yang berbeza. Maka di sanalah kita harus mencari cara-cara untuk menyatu padukan semua. Okay. Dan selain daripada itu ya, Cikgu Sam dan juga Tian, pendidikan vernakular ni merupakan satu pendidikan yang telah pun direstui dan diiktirafkan oleh UNESCO sejak tahun 1953. Tiada siapa yang mencabar. Malah UNESCO sendiri mengesahkan bahawa pendidikan awal ataupun pendidikan sekolah rendah, sekiranya kita nak bagi yang terbaik kepada anak kita, harus diajar menggunakan bahasa ibunda. Bukan saya cakap. UNESCO cakap. Kalau tak setuju, tanya dia. Tapi kita berpegang kepada prinsip itu. Dan benar, if you want to teach a child, the best way to teach the child is on mother tongue.
A language that he or she has mastery
Exactly.
over.
Most effective way. Secondary, you can give other focus. But that's very important. Okay. Dunia sekarang mencari bagaimana kita boleh ada satu diversification dalam pendidikan. Diverse education system. Negara yang tak ada diverse education mencari-cari. Betul. Kita dah ada. Buat apa cari lagi? Kita sudah ada dalam sistem pendidikan kita satu sistem pendidikan yang diversify. Kita harus menambah baik. Itu saja. Itu saja. So bagi saya tak perlu. Tak perlu. Benar, dalam perlembagaan ataupun federal constitution tak ada SJKT, tak ada, betul. Tapi termaktub dalam Akta Pendidikan Negara. Termaktub dalam Akta Pendidikan secara terang. Bisa baca. Akta Pendidikan Negara memberi ruang kepada negara ini untuk pembinaan SJKC dan SJKT. Tak perlulah benda tu lagi. Ramai anak murid yang bukan India belajar di SJKT, SJKC. Ramai. Kita harus tengok sekolah tu sebagai sekolah yang memberi ilmu. Okey. Bahasa yang menjadi perantara ialah bahasa Tamil, tapi mata pelajaran lain ada. Diajar dalam pelbagai bahasa juga. So, Dan kita tak tulis depan SJKT atau SJKC hanya untuk pelajar-pelajar India atau pelajar-pelajar Cina. Tak ada. Ramai orang akan hantar anak mereka ke sekolah tersebut kerana dekat dengan rumah. And that's what we want to do. We make sure schools are placed near community. So it's easy for them.
I thought when you spoke about diversity, or sometimes it's also called the democratization of education, where it's a democracy, you get that option to choose from. But kalau kita lihat daripada segi what is the cost of democratization, and selalunya pandangan-pandangan di luar sana mengatakan bahawa kita ada a diverse education system, but the cost is contoh, just one example lah Datuk, penguasaan bahasa Melayu tiada di murid-murid yang datang daripada SJKT, SJKC. And now kita ada sekolah antarabangsa di mana bahasa pengantara utama adalah bahasa Inggeris. Saya rasa saya dengan Tensing maybe kita di zaman yang berbeza, our bahasa Malaysia probably okay lah, it's there, boleh. Tapi saya pun produk sekolah kebangsaan, Tensing SJKC dan SMK selepas itu dan sebagainya. But are we ignoring the fact that more and more the younger generation of Malaysia are not proficient, tidak menguasai bahasa Melayu? Dan if that is the case, and what would be a solution to that, Datuk?
Okay. Kita ada tu masalah. In fact, dalam Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia kita juga mencari bagaimana kita dapat menambah baik penguasaan bahasa Melayu dalam MBM, MBI.
Betul.
Penguasaan bahasa Melayu, penguasaan bahasa Inggeris. Okay. Kita mencari. Tapi masalah sekarang kita ada pada masa kementerian bila saya berada lah, tak cukup masa dalam waktu darjah. Kerana kita terhad hampir 10,000 sekolah dan saya rasa setakat ni mungkin ada lebih kurang 1,000 sekolah lebih yang ada 2 sesi. Bila sekolah 2 sesi ni masalah kita tak cukup masa.
Betul.
Okay. Kita memerlukan sekolah 1 sesi supaya kita dapat memanjangkan kuasa masa sekolah. Tak perlu lagi 7 pagi, kita boleh mula 9 pagi sampai 3 petang, 4 petang, 5 petang. So kita boleh buat semua. Ada masa tambahan. Tambah lagi mata pelajaran bahasa dan sebagainya. Boleh. Okey, itu tak tahu bila akan berlaku. Tapi bagaimana kita dapat mewujudkan keadaan ini adalah bila sekolah, bila pelajar-pelajar pergi ke tingkatan 1. Kita harus memulakan sistem penguasaan bahasa Melayu dan bahasa Inggeris di sana. Kebanyakan ramai daripada pelajar-pelajar dari SJKT dan SJKC mereka boleh baca, tulis. Masalah tidak boleh menulis dan membaca ini bukan saja di SJKC dan SJKT, SK pun ada. Okay. Tapi kita tak boleh tengok ini sebagai masalah rasis, tak boleh. Kita tengok ini sebagai masalah keseluruhan semua. Dan kita harus ada cara bagaimana kita dapat membantu anak murid kita dari sekolah menengah di sana. Okay. And lagipun sekarang lebih sesuai kerana tak ada peperiksaan kebangsaan dalam tingkatan 3. Okay. So that is Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, 4 years. You can strengthen the language. Okay, fokus bahasa yang diperlukan. Bukan semua pelajar-pelajar di sekolah itu memerlukan bantuan ni. Segolongan, segelintir pelajar. So kita boleh cari ruang bagaimana kita dapat membantu dia. So when we do that, I think then the language. I've met a lot of students because I'm involved in this the National Science Fair program untuk sekolah pelajar-pelajar sekolah Tamil. Satu Malaysia mengambil bahagian. Dianjurkan oleh satu badan NGO juga they call this ASTI. When I go and meet students, they all speak fluent English, fluent bahasa Melayu. Okay, hampir semua pelajar. Mungkin it doesn't reflect lah because only 5 children out of so many. So the best is there. But if you take that as a basis, kalau you buat satu kajian semasa science fair dengan ada 400-500 pelajar, you bercakap dengan dia bahasa Melayu, you cakap dengan dia bahasa Inggeris, perfect. So can I say 100% all good? Tak boleh. Tapi kaedah penyelesaiannya, okay, kita harus wujudkan. Kita tahu mana pelajar-pelajar ni. Kita tahu pelajar-pelajar ni tak boleh cakap dalam bahasa Melayu. Okay, sekarang sistemnya balik kepada sekolah peralihan. Ada kelas peralihan. Dalam kelas peralihan ni dia mula untuk membantu kita menambah baik mutu bahasa Melayu dan untuk SJKC dan SJKT. So di sana kita boleh memberi penekanan. Dulu, cikgu, bila saya pergi sekolah, mereka hanya dapat mengukur pencapaian saya dalam bahasa Inggeris selepas saya belajar di sekolah 11 tahun. After 11 years in school, standard 1 to standard 6, nobody tests whether I can speak English. It's all written, examination. You read, no conversation. Tingkatan 1, 2, 3, tingkatan 3, examination. Again, tulis. Tingkatan 5 ada ujian lisan bahasa Inggeris. Itulah satu-satu masanya cikgu akan tahu sama ada dia ni boleh hidup ke tak boleh hidup tanpa bahasa Inggeris. And you know who conducted my oral examination at that time? Mrs. Mahinda. I forgot to tell this to her, now I remember. Mrs. Mahinda was a teacher who was asking, we are supposed to read a paragraph. So we read paragraph. Okay, Kamalanathan, paragraph reading is good. Now let's do some conversation. So she asked all the questions. I said, yep. At the left, Kamalanathan is yes. Not yep. I said, gone lah. We didn't listen, but she gave me an A. We need to do the testing earlier, at year 5. Simple. Ask the child to read. You give your markings. Okay, not good, read. Okay, you got 1 more year before the guy goes to secondary school. Let's do something. We have to work on that. Teachers cannot do because teachers got so. Don't touch teachers anymore. Work with organization, public-private partnerships. So many people out there. Recently, I attended a Khazana's roundtable dialogue on education. Because I am the chairman of the Malaysian Public Relations Practitioner Society. Only about 20 of us attended that particular session with other people. Everybody want to help. But how? So we need to find a mechanism on subject matter, or you give autonomy to some schools to identify who you can work with. So we can send experienced expert person to go and teach language. We can do that. At no cost for the ministry. Absolutely. At no cost, don't disturb teachers' time. We identify lah. Satu Malaysia ramai orang nak bantu. Tapi kita, you boleh tetapkan syarat sama ada apa syarat yang diperlukan. In US, I'm sure you know, in every classroom there's a teacher assistant. And who's the teacher assistant? A parent. Early in the year, they will put note, we need help. Everyone please offer your help. Every other parent who's not working, male or female, will register themselves. And then they will check who qualifies. Not paid. It's CSR. They will be placed in every classrooms to help the teacher. Can we not do it here? Bukan susah sangat pun. Boleh. Tapi tengok macam mana lah. Kita boleh beri cadangan. Tapi akhirnya lambat laun akan sama ada kementerian terima ni atau tidak, itu perkara yang kedua.
Datuk, I think running short of time, can I just use this opportunity to get your personal reflections of your time as Deputy Minister? Soalan saya, Datuk, Datuk ada menyesal apa-apa tak, Datuk? Perkara yang Datuk buat tersalah buat ke? Nak buat tak sempat buat ke sewaktu Datuk menjadi Timbalan Menteri?
Apabila saya dilantik sebagai Timbalan Menteri di Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia oleh Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, seminggu lepas tu saya jumpa dia, dia kata, Kamal, I've made some announcement that I will build 6 new Tamil schools, and I've also approved a lot of money for infrastructure development, relocation of schools. It has been a year, nothing has moved. I'll give you 1 year to get all this project to start moving. I went back to the office. I told my colleagues, look, I had a very good team. I'm so blessed. I had a very good team. I told them one thing. This office that we're sitting here, we can only sit here maximum 5 years. Okay, not more than that. Not 1 day more than that. Or maybe earlier, you do not know. But I told them, look, maximum 5 years. When I leave this office, when I walk out of the building, I don't want to regret to say that I didn't do this, I could have done this. I told this to every one of my colleagues very clearly. So I will run. As much as you want me to run, I will run. I have to take care of my constituency, which is one of the largest constituency in this part of West Malaysia, Selangor. My constituency is about 4 times or 3 times bigger than Singapore. I have to go there and take care. But I told them I want to run. So I go. I go to 4 or 5 programs a day. But I got 4 or 5 different officers waiting for me in all these programs. Because it's almost impossible for the same guy to follow me everywhere. So this officer go there, the second officer, third officer, the first officer go back to the 4th program. I have no regrets. I've done whatever I wanted to do for the ministry, right from preschool till higher education. I've done everything I do within my ability to get it done. Regret, I wish I had a bit more time. Okay. to do more things. Okay, but that is not my call. The God decided, I've let you work 5 years or 8 years to serve people. Enough is enough. So that decision I cannot fight. So no regrets. I've done whatever I was asked to do. Of course, I represented my constituency in Ulu Selangor, but I'm also a representative of the Malaysian Indian Congress, a political party, which I'm still part of them today. We had issues on education. So it was during my time we managed to ensure that we get enough students into matriculation. It was my time we made sure that we offered once about 8,000 students polytechnic, but only 1,500 accepted it. We made sure we built new preschools. I did it during my time. So you name it, right from preschool till university higher education, there's something I've done in all part of this. So yes, no regret. I'm glad God gave me the opportunity to serve.
And building on that, Dato', I think after you left office, and I guess not so much within the public circle, maybe this is also an opportunity I'd like to ask you. How do you see yourself contributing back as a private citizen, and
I am serving in many capacity now. Just beginning of the year, the Ministry of Higher Education has appointed me as one of the council members in the Malaysian Qualification Agency. That helps me to go back to the higher education system. But that gave me, that opportunity was given to me because I now chair as mentioned to you, the Public Relations Practitioner Society of Malaysia. I graduated, my first degree is communications from Edith Cowan. And then I did my master's in University of Utara Malaysia, Master of Arts in Political Science. A year ago, I signed up for PhD, but I terminated it because I was supposed to do on equity and Indians. I couldn't get data. I felt very bad. I looked at my mirror and spit at myself. I said, what the hell? I was lazy. I cannot blame anybody else. I was lazy. And then I realized this cannot go on. I decided this year I must do this again. So I went to UUM. I terminated my PhD on equity. So I went to the School of Comms. I told them, can I apply? So I asked me to apply, submitted my proposal. They've accepted it. So I went for the briefing and updates yesterday. So I've got now I'm working on PhD in communications. All this will help me to build me as a stronger person. And I want to serve the country. I'm not sure whether that is possible. When I was asked to contest in a by-election in 2010, it was not something that I expected. A lot of people got angry because I accepted that. It was something knocking at my door, and then they said, can you be a candidate in this by-election in Ulu Selangor? I don't see anybody saying no. Why would I say no? So I say I accepted it, but many of my friends didn't give me a slightest chance that I would win. Because I was up against a person I looked up to. He was a role model for me, Zaid Ibrahim. I looked up, he's a nice gentleman, learned and all. So he was the candidate that's going to fight me. No one gave me a chance. Even my friends told me, look, you know why Barisan Nasional is putting you as a candidate? Because they cannot put a big name. So you are not known. If you lose, no loss. It hurt me. I said, am I that bad? So I worked very hard. I really worked very hard. And during the entire campaign, I never thought of losing, except on the 25th of April, the ballot boxes closed about 5:30. At 5:45, my wife and I were sitting. I had to ask my wife, what happens if I lose? And she answered very easily, go back to whatever you're doing. You were lecturing and you were working in a company. I said, yeah. That was the only time I thought, what happens if I lose? That was about 15 minutes of concern. In about half an hour from there, I had a call from PMO to say that Prime Minister Najib is on his way. And I think you have won. Nobody said you have won. I think you have won. Because the ballot box is still being counted. And about 6:45, 7 o'clock. And then they said, PM has already left Putrajaya. He's on a heli. He's landing here. So go to then I won. It was no turning back from then. So if you ask me whether I want to go back and serve the government, I would love to. provided it's not my call.
Yeah.
Kalau ditakdirkan dan sekiranya ada rezeki, sekiranya saya boleh membantu negara saya akan sedia dan rela.
I think that's a wonderful closing to our podcast today. Thank you again, Datuk, kerana sudi menerima jemputan kami di Lesson Plan Podcast, and I think we had a really good time, and I really hope kepada pendengar-pendengar di sana yang mendengar dan menonton Lesson Plan Podcast CD ni, I hope you got as much inspired as we did.
I think,
thanks again, Datuk.
look, I am so honoured to be with both you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Your journey is long. My journey is coming to an end. Okay, I'm getting age and whatnot. So as long as you're around, do the best. Okay, it's a good country. Leaders come and go, but you can help and transform the education system in this country. Vernacular schools are important. It has built this identity in Malaysia. Please do your best. I'm honoured. Thank you very much. I look forward in hearing more good things about you guys, what you're doing. And if there's any way I could help you, not much, but whatever little I can help, please do let me know. God bless all of you.
Never say never, Datuk. If anything, Malaysia has proven that age is never a problem in this country.
Terima kasih semua, and kita jumpa lagi di episod seterusnya. Bye.